All right, Sylvia, I need you to make me a dexterity plus athletics check as this car barrels through your front window.
Hey, okay, straight at me. You said Dex and
Athletics.
athletics. Two. And what? Dang, I did not put anything in athletics this. Why? I get smacked.
Ooh, yeah. Unfortunately, this car kind of comes in and you're kind of able to get out of the way, but you do get clipped and, go ahead and take 4 points of lethal damage as this thing catches on fire as it hits your, the front part or the back wall of your building, of your, where the counter is for your cafe.
Oh, not the counter of all things. Not the. That's the coffee and the pastries. I got pastries.
Also, because the car is now catching on fire, I actually need you to make me a frenzy check.
Oh, vampire. Ah, what is that? What do I roll?
That is going to be composure.
Resolve composure.
Yep.
Oh man. Okay. Please. Not what I'm looking. Okay, thank you. Jeez.
All right. So you're able to not succumb to frenzy, luckily. However, you need to get the hell out of here as the fire begins to spread rather quickly. You can hear the bee snarling in your head, demanding that you leave now.
I'm not like I can resist that as I'm running, because I was doing like manager stuff, so I'm just get the fire extinguishers, get that, get this, get that, pull the fire alarm, and I'm a bolt. I'm gonna pull the fire alarm as I go. Actually, I'm gonna pull that.
Fair enough. Could you now give me a perception check? That's wits plus composure.
Okay. Oh, hey.
All right, with 3 successes, as you kind of book out, as you look around the empty street, you kind of catch a glimpse of something up on the power line that looks like a large bird of some type with yellow eyes, and it's kind of got its head cocked and is looking down at your shop.
I'm gonna flick it off. Like
You see it spread its wings and take flight, but it doesn't seem to fly like a regular bird. It almost seems like its wings are made out of puffs of smoke as it begins to move away from your coffee shop.
hmm. Uh, no, no, whatever. Impulses. I'm gonna follow it from a distance. I'm gonna try to be stealthy.
Okay, I'm gonna want you
Distance, all right.
I'm gonna want you to make me a wits plus streetwise check.
Oh, I wouldn't know getting that. Ooh, I
'Cause
got one in streetwise. Okay, okay, woo, okay.
Because it's an owl, so it's flying over buildings, so you're kind of got to do a more predictive path rather than just being able to straight follow it.
Okay. That's understandable. Okay, I lost it.
As you kind of dart between alleyways trying to keep up with it, it manages to break line of sight and disappear into the night. It's roughly at this point that you can start hearing the fire engines and the police sirens approaching where your shop would be in the distance. You're roughly about 2 to 3 blocks away.
I'm gonna start heading back, but I'm just gonna text everyone in the group chat that I just got attacked. Just start walking, jogging back to my place.
All right.
Take the back way.
All right. So as you arrive, you can already see the firefighters and the police working to make sure that the fire is put out. Luckily, they got there relatively quickly, so the fire didn't spread very much. It did kind of torch your counter. You're going to have to rebake everything. Probably get a new window. You know, there's significant property damage, but it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. None of my staff members, they're all good, right? I'm gonna just check over my staff. Anyone else get clipped?
It was.
I know I'm technically okay.
I mean, this is late night, you know, so if you had any staff, it would only have been like somebody closing.
Closing? Oh, well, okay. I'll up later. Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, it's what, roughly 7, 8 p.m.
Yeah. Side thing, I did forget to tell you, the place is called 21/7. It is open 21 hours. Like 7 days a week. I probably should have mentioned that.
Well, a little late now.
Yep, too late.
Okay, so with that going down, obviously the police are asking you questions about what happened. You know, if there was nobody in the car, they just found a brick on the gas pedal.
Yep.
And it doesn't look like there's any injuries outside of that.
Okay, well, I'll give the report of what I saw, and I'm gonna go to my office and check my cameras.
Okay, your cameras honestly just show this car. You have cameras on the outside, actually. Let me check, right?
Yeah. Like, maybe just, like, one on the inside, and then, like, the rest are, like, outside, exterior-wise.
Yeah, honestly, all your cameras are able to see is this car pull up, line itself up, and then this guy steps out and throws a brick on the gas pedal.
Not even.
And
Look.
the guy's wearing a hoodie, hood pulled up, and is very clearly moving very, very quickly. Doesn't want to have anything to do with what's going on, so to speak.
And body-wise, it looked like a male. How tall was he, and which direction did he run in?
It's hard to tell because he ducked down a nearby alley, and alleys don't have the best, lighting, so unfortunately, you can't really tell where he went after he entered the alley. And as for it being a guy, honestly, you can't really tell. I'm just using he as a base pronoun.
Okay. Alright, heading down, I want to kind of go to the van before they take it. And I just want to scan over and see if I can get anything. A scent, a hair, anything. Either from the person that was in it for a few minutes to where this van has been. Could I pick that up?
Normally I would say yes, but actually since this van the car caught on fire, no. The fire would have destroyed any sort of scent other than the scent of fire and burning metal.
And pastries. Dang it.
That should smell good.
Alright. Alright, I was trying to grasp at strings. Alright. That's really it for me, other than wrapping everything up that I can as a manager. And I'm gonna head to... Who would be closest to me? It would be Mikhail, right?
His club is fairly close. All of you are located in Moda, so I mean, all your guys' locations are relatively close.
Yeah. Just I'm gonna go to the closest person to me. Either that's Priscilla, Mikhail, one of the two. Just go check on them.
All right. Well, while you make that trip, you're making it on foot?
Nah, I'm gonna take my motorcycle.
Okay. We're gonna go to Zlata and Louis. You had just picked up the phone call, Louis, from Mikhail when the explosion went off upstairs.
Yes. And there's a moment of just silence from the phone as Louis just looks up to where the explosion has come from.
Louis,
Already walking towards the stairs.
you okay? Hello? I hear something big in background.
Yes, I heard it. Not quite so in the background. Something's wrong. You can come over, but I'm going to have to call you back later. And just cuts the phone off.
It is also at this, roughly around this point, maybe a couple more minutes, you guys also received the group text from Sylvia asking everybody if they're okay because something happened at her place. But as Zlata, you stated you were going up the stairs?
I'm going up. I'm bringing my revolver. I'm bringing my crowbar. I'm gonna beat someone to death.
So as you open the door to the upstairs, I need you to make me a frenzy resist. As resolve plus resolve.
Resolve composure.
And if you're close behind him, Louis, go ahead and give me that same roll.
I don't think
Sure,
I
why
actually
not?
have Coil of the Ascendant to not fire frenzied yet.
So I need to get back into the actual game. I'll say I'm further behind because I need to log in.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, one success. The sight of the flames consuming the room of the townhouse causes the beast to recoil, but you're able to stuff it back down into its cage before it takes control and panics. As you kind of look through the room, you can see that a car had been driven straight through the building and then detonated in a very fiery fashion.
Any one nearby culprits? Able to use.
You would actually need to get out of the building first to be able to see much.
I'm tracking whoever did this.
Go ahead.
There's no driver, clearly.
Nope, not that you can see. Give me a perception check as you make it out to the street.
I'm gonna willpower that because I don't wanna not see things, you know?
Fair enough. You are able to make out what appears to be a couple of rather large birds in the sky. They're flying over the house, but they are making somewhat of a circular pattern around it. The main things that you notice about them are their bright yellow eyes and their wings kind of trail off into wisps of smoke.
So, I've got quite a bit of occult knowledge. Do I know these are Strix?
What is your occult knowledge? 5? Yeah, I'm not even going to make you roll. You would know this type of thing.
That's not.
Louis, have you made it to the top of the stairs yet?
I have. I imagine it was probably that thing of kind of crossing as Zlata kind of ran out the door to.
All right.
The kind of caught between the.
And you can kind of see Zlata looking up into the sky. I'll go ahead and just let the frenzy roll go for right now. But as you kind of follow Zlata's gaze, your eyes follow the yellow orbs in the sky almost at this point.
I've got an occult of 1. Can I check it in to see if I know what that is?
Yes. Go ahead and give me intelligence plus occult.
Cool.
Unless Zlata just wants to share.
I mean, I am just gonna say the Strix or Sticks or how do you actually pronounce them? Because I feel like I'm gonna say this name a lot tonight.
Strix is fine.
Sounds like Strix to me.
2 successes. Yep, even without Zlata saying it, you knew what they were.
Oh, 1 success, sorry.
It's fine. Either way.
This is
Not.
not good.
No, it is not. And I'm going to check in on that phone that that message that's been sent of having received that. So yeah, check in to see what that says.
It's literally just Sylvia checking in with everybody, stating that there's been an incident essentially at her place as well.
I'm going to send one back saying, ours too, let's meet.
All right. Where are you two heading? Or where are you heading, I should say, Louis?
Do we have somewhere that's not one of our places that's currently on fire that we regularly convene?
Mikhail raises his hand.
I think the hand says, "Oh, yeah, we'll go to the night. I'm dead to the night shift."
All right.
I'll send a text. You can come here.
As much as I don't want to split the party again, my home is on fire. I'm finding the fire extinguisher in the lab, and I'm going to try to put as much of the fire out as I can before the actual fire department gets here. Because my home is on fire.
The roof is on fire.
Louis, are you going to...
We have money. We can buy another one.
Yes, but I can't re-buy my notes. You know,
I think that
The
we let
worms-
the professionals do their job. I'm not going anywhere near the blaze. I've seen what it does all too many times.
So you're on your own, Zlata.
I guess I am.
All right. As
I can understand it.
Louis takes off.
I'll at least, I'll at least do the decent thing and at least call the emergency services.
Mm-hmm. They state that actually there is already another fire in process, so they do state they're going to be somewhat delayed.
Are you telling me you have one fire truck?
Yeah. The responder actually states it's not that we only have one, it's that there have been a multitude of locations that have just suddenly caught on fire. It's an ongoing situation. We're not entirely sure what's going on at this moment.
Hang up. Text, Mikhail, I'm going to be a bit later than expected. So this is how I die. Walk back in.
Well, Mikhail gets the text. He's gonna call Priscila and see if she's on fire.
Priscila, have you already hung up the phone from your secretary calling you about the emergency at your place of employment, or your business, I should say, not employment?
Yeah, so as soon as I received the call, I was already on foot, I guess, going to my office and see what the damage is and why she was so frantic.
So you would receive the phone call then from Mikhail.
So I'm walking. Yes.
Hello. Some things seem to be going down in town, and places seem to be spontaneously combusting. Are you on fire yet?
I'm not on fire, though my secretary called me, and perhaps she may be on fire.
This seems to be somewhat organized.
Yeah,
Somewhat.
well, it's all of it sounds like it may just be all of us. So we do have people that don't like us.
Yes. Well,
Mm.
my place is currently still here, standing. No fire here, at least not yet.
Have you heard from anyone else?
They. Let's see. One. Sorry, I'm forgetting names.
Has,
Silva
yeah.
is on her way here. She sent text. I'm sure you got text.
Mm.
Louis said he would also be coming this way, but I'm still waiting on him.
Okay. So
I don't know
everybody's
about
meeting at your
Zlata.
place.
Yeah, the only
Okay.
place not on fire.
Well, that's that's good. Okay, I'm gonna check in with my secretary and see what's going on at my office, and as soon as I deem it okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just head to your place.
Okay, I will
If
see you here.
yeah, if anything else happens, just call me or text me.
Yeah.
And I hang up.
All right. By the time you arrive, there is a considerable sized hole in your wall. About the size.
Not there.
It was vehicle sized. Your secretary's already talking with some cops and the fire trucks that are already there.
Mm. Okay, so I kind of put on my hood and then like a bit of a like scarfing
Mm-hmm.
or something just to kind of hide myself. Walk up to my secretary. What happened? This is my place of employment. Do I recognize any of these cops since I'm also.
Most of them are younger members of the force. They're not really that noteworthy.
Okay.
It's not like the A team is out here, so to speak. The A team might be otherwise disposed, or who knows. But I mean, you've seen them before. You probably don't know their names though.
Okay.
They're like the other one the officer kind of cuts your secretary off, and he goes, "Well, right now, ma'am, it seems like somebody sent a car into your building rigged to not really explode, but it was almost like a Molotov cocktail turned into a car. There was a little bit of an explosion, but it was mostly meant to spread fire."
So is my place on fire?
He points at the building and he goes, "No, the fire department took care of that.
Okay.
There is some amount of damage on the inside, but structurally, outside of the hole in the wall, it is repairable."
Hmm. Uh, so I look at my secretary. Are you okay?
She kind of nods. She's got one of those blankets over the top of her, and she's got some sort of drink in her hands that she's drinking.
Okay. I look to the officer. I just need to talk to her for a moment, and obviously, if you have any questions for me, I'd be happy to answer.
He's like, "All right, I already got your secretary's phone number. I'm assuming that's the best way to get a hold of you."
Yeah.
He's like, "All right, let me just go ahead and uh, log this. This isn't the first one tonight. I hope it's the last one, though." And he kind of moves off towards his car.
Okay. So I sit next to her. So what happened? Tell
I,
me what happened from the beginning of your day to when you reached the office till the incident happened.
I my day didn't really change any. I just got ready, came into work, was filing, getting everything in order for when you came in. Next thing I noticed was headlights facing the building, which I thought was kind of weird, and then a loud crash as it came straight through the side of the building, or the front of the building.
You
Yeah.
didn't feel like anybody was watching you this week? Did you meet anybody new?
No, I didn't. No. It's just, I mean, the cops are saying that, this has happened in a couple of different locations. It seems all pretty random almost, to me at least. She kind of sighs. You can tell there's a little bit of shake in her body. Uh, you know, as you would expect in these type of situations.
All right, I'm gonna need you to obviously go home. There's really nothing else you can do here. The incidents, and I kind of like look around, aren't very random. It looks like uh this was a particular hit. Um, you don't just send a car through somebody's building and write it off as random. That isn't random. That is deliberate. And the fact that it's been happening throughout the city, obviously, the fact that the cops are saying that this is very random is just stupid of them to assume that it's not linked to something. I'm going to need you to keep your phone on you. I might need you later. This is not going to be a case you're going to be obviously working on, but I might need you for other things. Stay home, lock your doors, and try not to speak with anybody for the next couple of nights. And I'm mainly telling you this for your protection as well as mine.
She kind of gives you a knowing look as if she's read a little bit further into your words. And she kind of nods and she goes, well, I kind of know better than to ask you on certain things. I won't ever get a direct answer out of you. I know not to push right now.
Good. All right. Well, if the cops are done talking to you and if you're okay, just go ahead and head home and I'll go ahead and take care of the rest of this.
She's like, no, you take care of what you need to. I'll probably need to stick around for a little bit because since I was here, they'll want to talk to me directly.
Okay, so they haven't gotten your...
They've gotten some of it, but they haven't stated that, I can leave yet. So it's probably just better if you have stuff you need to do, you go do it, because I'm stuck here at least until they say I can go.
Okay. Just try not to let them intimidate you into searching more than they have to. I don't want them to get into files.
Of course.
Okay? So don't let them intimidate you right now since you've been attacked, because this is what this is. It's an attack. I don't want them to take advantage of it and start searching the place. If they start getting too aggressive, you just give me a call and I'll take care of it.
All right. I will.
Okay. Um, Out of game, do I need to stick around with the cops or anything, or can I just head out?
Outside of like insurance information, which obviously your secretary can give them, she can honestly handle things from here. Since you weren't on site, they're not super interested in you because you don't have any more information than she would.
Okay. And then they have her number, so...
Mhm.
Or, yeah, they have my secretary's number. Okay, perfect. So I'll go ahead and start heading to Mikhail's place.
All right. So, Sylvia, you're going to be the first one that arrives to Mikhail's place, followed by Priscila, and then followed up by Zlata and Louis. after they have finished putting out the fires, so they're a bit later than the rest, but they do arrive after their work is done.
Cool. I'm gonna park just a few blocks away and just make my way inside the Mikhail's office. I assume there's an office.
That was...
What?
Oh, the da cut off. I was going to say that was a da.
Yeah, that was a da. Yes.
Ah, okay. So yeah, just heading straight towards his office and just wait around for everyone.
You notice there's a extra couple bouncers at the door, watching the streets.
Yeah, there better be. Better have a sniper on the roof or something. Okay. Hey, Kyle. What the heck is going on?
You tell me. I have been in here. All I heard is on phone, things exploding, fire everywhere.
Yeah. Not good. Take offense. Oh. You haven't seen any, weird looking animals around, have you? Bright,
Weird?
colorful eyes.
No. It's not in here anyway. I haven't actually been outside this night quite yet.
You might want to tell your security to keep an eye out for any strange animals. Because right when I left, saw this bird. That wasn't a bird. I think it was someone's little, I'm gonna say, security camera just watching the deed. I wasn't able to follow it for the most part.
It's at
Nothing around here.
this time that Priscila arrives.
Priscila,
So
welcome.
it's been an interesting night, to say the least.
So I've been hearing. Tell me your side of the story.
Apparently someone thought that my office needed some redecorating, and an extra door was necessary. I have a giant hole in my building.
Yeah. I got a drive-through.
You know what? I recall you saying that you were thinking of adding that.
Yeah. I'm glad someone else took the liberty of doing it.
Alright, well, it seems like we've all been hit. Cops are stupid. They're thinking that this is completely just serendipity, just all of a sudden.
Well, that's pretty much mortal thinking anyway. Everything's all of a sudden. We know there's reasons behind act. Nothing's without meaning. And with Big Boss gone, and now we're being hit, war is coming. That's pretty clear to me. Oh, by the way, have you seen any weird animals? Not letting this go.
She's saying something about strange animals. I do not know what she's talking about. I've heard of some disciplines to take control of animals, but I have no experience in this.
Yeah, it's a thing. You can use them for different tasks and stuff. And right when I got out the way and all this was going down, I look up and it was staring right at me. You didn't see anything? No animals, Priscilla? Anything at all?
To be quite frank, I wasn't necessarily on the lookout for any animals other than my usual rats in the sewers, but I didn't see any form of weird animals, and I had no animals come up to me, so
Okay.
as humans like to say, maybe it was just a coincidence.
Yeah, so is our existence.
Roughly about 30 to 40 minutes pass, and that's when Zlata and Louis show up at long last.
Zlata, Louis, you're smelling a bit singed.
If you see anyone with yellow eyes, make sure you burn them.
See? Yeah, Okay,
Yellow
have you
eyes.
seen any animals as well?
They were just animals. Do
Well,
you want to break news or should I, Louis?
Um, Louis is going to remove a coin from one of his pockets. To let fate decide.
Sure. I'll go heads.
okay.
Is
So
this when we D2? I'll go
I'm just
one.
doing a Google flip.
a Google, you
Heads.
really,
Heads.
really?
It's heads.
Alright. City's infiltrated. Strix are here. The owls.
The Strix owls. Why would they be here?
They hate us for existing. We saw two of them circling over our incident.
And I had one on mine.
That there are two of them means that this is a full-scale infiltration because they are normally solitary creatures. We have a
And
large.
who's to say how many they've possessed as their little host puppets?
Yeah.
How will we tell who is possessed?
The eyes.
Eyes.
Yeah,
The
it's
eyes
still
of
yellow.
possessed will glow yellow. Or you could burn them, and they will not suffer. Well, their bodies will suffer, but
Problem
the
is,
safest.
kill the host. The Strix survives, and then you have a body on your hands to dispose of.
Do you think they organized it, or were they just watching for fun?
You know,
I have no doubt that
why
they
they do.
organized. This is standard infiltration tactics. They
It
seek
doesn't.
to cause chaos to get us to destroy ourselves.
But if they wanted to infiltrate, wouldn't they just possess someone and then tear from the inside? Why send burning cars
They
into hell?
haven't already. We sent
Who
a
knows
young.
why they do what they do?
Yeah, well, we don't really know why they hate us. So they're not very talkative, except when they are.
It seems more like a showy display. It wasn't clean, like Mikhail
Open
said.
lock and-
There was other things that they could have done that could have been more damaging, not physically damaging, but they could have been more sophisticated in attacking us within.
If you
Instead,
want to take out somebody, you do from inside quietly. You destroy from within. You don't send cars into building. That is amateur.
They don't want
So,
to do it.
who is amateur and reckless and likes to be flashy?
My
Why is
running
everyone looking at me?
Other than you.
It's also at this point, everybody can actually hear the bouncers downstairs. Sir, we need to at least see an ID. Sir, sir, sir.
Excuse me, it seems I need to deal with something.
My
scream
running
if you need anything.
is that they have already possessed a bunch of vampires, and they are now going to try to use these attacks as motivation for us to go to war with the Invictus. Why get your own hands dirty when you can start a conflict and let someone destroy themselves?
Okay. With that being said, if we were attacked and we're figuring this out, they must be getting attacked. Who knows if they're smart enough to figure it out that it's not us. So, do we call a meeting? Would that be too weird?
I believe we're already going to go try to get an audience. Well, we have two options, really, that need to be done. We could go warn the Invictus, or we can warn our own people.
It's at this point, Mikhail, that you see the large, very large body of Shem pushing his way through your bouncers as if they were children. As he makes his way to your office, ignoring them.
Aw,
Shen,
poor
you are
guys.
here. It is fine. He can come in for this time. But
I only
first,
have one job.
first, Shem, hold right there. Let me see your eyes.
He looks directly at you. His eyes are just very, very brown.
Okay, very good. You may come in.
He goes, he kind of stares at you. He realizes what you're asking, and he kind of has this very annoyed look on his face. And he goes, well, it looks like all of you are all right. I came as soon as I heard over my police scanner about these fires. And Mikhail just wanted to check my eyes. You know, 1 + 1 = 2. I was mainly checking in on you guys to see how your guys' investigation was going, and now we have all of this. So what all do we have? As he kind of shuts the door behind him.
Have young Strix firebombing us. Their intentions are unknown, but I'm gonna repeat my theory about them trying to incite a war.
He kind of nods and he goes, seems a little sophisticated for Strix. But what do I know? How about... Obviously this is an issue, but this isn't an issue we can solve directly at this moment. How goes your investigation into the missing prefect?
Somewhat on hold.
Yeah,
Instead-
barely got started. We woke up to fire. At least I woke up to fire.
Yes, well, before they all woke up to fire, we did check his apartment and see if we could find any clues. Maybe he goes somewhere. I could not get into his computer, but somebody found mail, I think.
We found letters.
Anybody got those letters on them?
I believe I still have them. Either I have them or I might have passed it off to Louis.
I found them and then I think I gave
then-
them to you. 'Cause, yeah.
Okay, so they are
Mm.
on me. I haven't dropped them
you-
off anywhere, so I hand them over to him.
Okay, he kind of sets them out on the table and looks through them. He's like, alright, so... The letters to Lucius, that's normal. He kind of... But he really is looking at the other one. And he kind of bites his lip as he looks at it.
You recognize this handwriting? I assume it's handwriting.
Yeah, it is handwriting. And he goes, no, I don't. But, I mean, seriously, with everybody thinking Invictus or you guys, I know your guys' handwritings. I've seen it, so I can attest it's not you that sent that. I just don't think the Invictus would give that. The Invictus would have had like a writ rather than...
A bit more formal.
Yeah, it would have been a writ of execution rather than just some ominous little note.
Ominous little note, ominous little birds. I think it all adds up.
I'm not sure the Strix are one to write letters, but once again, what do I know?
We have been looking into things for 2 weeks now. We go one night, find these letters. The next night, we wake up to our homes on fire. Could be coincidence. Could be me being paranoid.
If
Would they be trying to distract us if they're trying to distract us while we found clues?
If it wasn't for Mikhail asking to see my eyes there, I was originally under the assumption that some of the riffraff ancillay that are your peers had targeted you directly. But obviously with Mikhail telling me that, he kind of shrugs and he goes, it makes things a little bit more uncomfortable.
It may
For-
be
We get it.
mix of the two. If they may be easier to possess the weaker, newer vampires.
Well, we're not talking newer vampires here. The neonates in this part of the city believe it's the Invictus. It's the ancillay that are looking at you guys.
Yeah, we got a third party involved with this. So if possible, kill two birds with one stone. Could we make it clear with Invictus of what has happened and what will possibly happen to them to know that it's not us while we go and hunt down the people that just set everything aflame?
So, you guys are thinking about going across the river? He lets out a breath of air as he kind of shakes his head and he goes, it's a little bit of a dangerous proposition. Specifically,
It is an uncomfortable proposition, I agree.
However, their side of the river doesn't currently seem to be on fire.
I mean, I don't come from that direction, so I can't necessarily attest to that.
I'm sure we would have had calls if it were. Can't help but feel we would be blamed first and foremost.
So, he kind of folds up the letter that was written from Omar and hands it to Louis, and he goes, that might be your best option to get in, is that letter. Make it seem like you're still acting as his agent at this time. And see if you can't get an audience. I know two of you should be somewhat welcome. He gives a knowing look to both Zlata and Louis. The other three of you, you might want to keep your allegiances shut and just pretend that you're part of the order.
I highly doubt that they don't already know who all five of us are, but
That is fair.
I can blend.
I can be important.
He goes, unfortunately, there aren't a lot of good options. So, I can keep things stable on this side. If you don't mind me watching over your bar, Mikhail.
Yeah, it's good to have someone here watching.
He's like, I can keep things somewhat smooth. I can keep listening out. I'm trying to find ways to delay the neonates, because if this doesn't lead to war, them doing what they plan to do will lead to a war.
Would possibly letting them in on a third party trying to play puppet master, would that possibly slow them down on being too hasty?
Vampires are paranoid. He kind of
Give them something to chase.
But right now, we are a very paranoid people. But right now, they've already got their eyes set on something as their target. It's adding in a third thing. People are going to be just asking for proof, and there would be no proof at this time.
Seems like we've exhausted all options, but to go and see our brethren over the river.
Shem kind of shrugs and he goes, as uncomfortable as it may be, I mean, I'm always open to ideas. I trust your guys' judgment. If you guys don't think that's the right way, give the word.
This is the only rational option. The irrational, obviously, is ready to, you know, show his fangs. If we can react before them, it will save a lot of bloodshed and time.
The only other option would be to wander around the city and check every kindred on this side of the river for possession, which I can't imagine is going to be very effective.
Time consuming. I mean, I make my rounds of at least every kindred, usually within a month.
Yes, but once firebombs start happening, I can't imagine we have a month until things go off.
True. A lot of high-strung predators. He goes, well, if you're gonna make a move, I would do it tonight and try to get some information.
It's probably best go sooner than later.
Yeah, I'll make a few calls, wrap things up at my place, and that's really just about it. Go in 30 minutes?
Wait
Sure.
30 minutes. I mean, we can.
Take an hour.
There's. The city's on fire. I don't know if we have time to wait.
All
But
right, walk and talk, walk and talk. She starts texting. Texting and stuff. Just trying to get everything wrapped up.
Everybody hopping into the Porsche or taking separate?
Porsche can fit 5 tightly.
I'll ride my
Gotcha.
bike.
I'll catch a ride with Mikhail. If the offer is
radio's
there.
not that good. Like, I better drive.
How far is it?
Yep, it's across the bridges.
Fair distance.
Hmm.
Not too far, honestly. You'll
Everywhere else we've gone so far, yeah, it's a fair distance.
still gonna get there within 30 minutes to an hour.
Hmm. I'll go ahead and hitch a ride with the boys.
Louis get in the front seat.
Of course.
All right.
So what, we drive to address on letter? What?
I believe
as
so.
That's where all their high-strung, important people are probably hanging out right now.
Welcome to the Ivory Tower.
Okay.
Double check that I've got that letter from Omar as well, especially if that's our best to get in. So inside pocket.
All
Keep
right.
checking your stack, because yeah, without that, it's going to be possibly a larger problem.
Yes.
I know Shem said it, but don't say anything stupid. I'm sure there's some young Invictus that would love to make a name for himself by killing and infiltrating Carthian.
All right. With that, it's roughly about an hour, stated 30 minutes to an hour, when you pull up in front of the two towers, the Skyland Istanbul towers. Now, unfortunately, the letter lacked whether it was Tower 1 or Tower 2. So, probably best course of action would just to be asking a receptionist. It's not going to take too long to find out which tower he's actually in.
I will go in and ask.
All right. The receptionist is actually a Kine. And she kind of looks at her watch and she goes, "Wow, you're late. Do you have an appointment with somebody?
Sort of. I was supposed to be dropping this letter off, but I'm not sure if it is this building or the other one, and I showed the address.
Do you have a name for the person?
Do I have a name? Do I have a name out of game?
Yes, the name on the letter was Lucius Giovanni.
Ah, yes. Da, it is Lucius Giovanni.
You see her kind of look at her computer typing. She kind of looks. I'm not see. I see a. Maybe he's just in the system as LJ. Yeah. Okay. Here he is. Yeah, he's actually in this building. Is it just going to be you? I don't see.
Well, just now that I know he's this building, yeah, we have others here to meet him.
She goes, I don't see that he has any appointments. What's this regarding?
It is. How do I say this? It is something across the water.
She has a very confused look on her face. And what does that have to do with him?
Well, I hear he is a very important person around these parts, and so I figured, well, it is get his advice on certain things around the city.
Well, he's a CEO for a oil company. Of course he's an important person. But, I mean, I don't see why across the water would mean anything to him.
You said she was a kine? I don't remember what that is.
Mortal.
Mortal. Okay.
What?
Did any of us walk in with him, or is he alone? Did we send the Circle of the Corona alone into the Invictus Tower?
That's kind of what I'm wondering too myself.
Peter, aren't you like a deva? Can't you just?
Yeah, I was about to use Majesty. That's why I was asking what kine was, because I forgot.
Yeah, she's.
Good. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Into the tower, because this is taking too long. I don't trust him not
Ready?
to
Yes, same. I'm gonna hop off my bike and just follow.
I'm
I'll
still
join as
using
well. Ready on
Majesty.
dominate if it is needed.
Everybody's coming in at this point, or is it just Sylvia and Zlata?
I'm in the car.
Yeah, I'm gonna sort of hover while they go in. I'm gonna wait by the entrance. Is there a way of staying in as well? I'm just
All right.
I'm still using
Keep,
Majesty.
Yes.
FYI.
keep yeah. So yeah, outside, but so I can kind of keep a look on everything else.
All right. Is that a roll you need to make?
No cost, no dice pool, instant action, duration scene.
All right. She goes, do I know you from somewhere? You look really famous. She kind of scratches her head as she looks at you.
You may have seen me. I am, when I say across the water, I am in a similar business, and I wanted to discuss some other business with him.
She goes, I could page him. Do you have a name I could page up?
Put it in behalf of Omar.
Okay. She picks up the phone, you know. Sir, there's a person by the name of Omar down here. He seems to be with a group of people. He says that he needs to speak with you regarding things across the water. He said you'd know what that would mean. Mm-hmm. All right, sir. Yeah, I can do that. And then she hangs up the phone. And she goes, hold on one moment as she disappears into the back.
We're gonna die!
Ready.
Run away.
Catch.
With-
Activate everything.
The next couple of minutes, the lobby remains empty until a man, probably in his, appears to be in his mid-40s, steps up to the receptionist desk. And he kind of leans forward and looks at Mikhail and flashes a quick smirk of fang. And he goes, So across the water, eh? What's your business here?
Would I be correct in assuming you are Lucius?
No. I'm the receptionist that handles these type of matters. You can speak a little bit more freely with me rather than the girl.
Ah, I see. You are that receptionist. Yes. Well, I have. It's come to my attention. There are things happening in both sides of the water, and I wanted to basically reaffirm the present status.
He sighs and he goes, "Well, I know you're not Omar for one thing.
I didn't say on behalf of Omar. She may have misheard.
That is fair. I've met Omar. An okay fellow, I guess." He reaches underneath the desk and he pulls out what's essentially a metal or a plastic basket. All weapons. I'm not letting you guys go up there armed.
Oh, everyone else is here?
Me and what's his face is in the door.
I was walking in.
Looks like we're going up to the top of the tower.
Of course, top floor for us.
I was standing by the car.
Do you
I'm
want
gonna
to go
indicate to Priscila is we're going in.
8 people.
Aww.
Both
All right.
kinds.
Mikhail pulls a pistol out of his jacket, puts it in, pulls brass knuckles out of the pocket, puts it in, and he's good.
As soon as you do that, he steps out from behind the desk with one of those hand metal detectors and begins to, run it over your body. Does it go off with anything else?
And if you want me to take off belt buckle and watch.
Is this the airport?
All right. And he nods for Mikhail to go ahead and step away. He looks at who approaches him next.
I
I
will.
was already walking up, so I mean.
Okay. Zlata?
I'm putting my firearm and my crowbar into his little basket.
Where did you stick the crowbar?
Don't worry, I got pockets. I'm wearing a coat.
Pockets ain't
You
deep
never
enough for
seen-
that, honey.
You never seen Spinal Tap?
All right.
Pockets.
Extra long pockets.
You have to be able to carry stuff when you're working in the lab. You can't be running around getting stuff. You need pockets. You need carrying.
He follows the same procedure. The metal detector, does it go off for anything else?
I think I would have brought anything stupid with me. Unless, did I have I don't think I have any equipment that would have helped that I would have brought. No, probably not.
All right. Sylvia?
A couple of knives. That's literally just about it. I say a couple of knives, but pretty much 8.
He kind
Keep all those.
Hey, mine is small.
he smirks at all the knives as he runs the metal detector over you, once again with no issues. Priscila and Louis, you two are the last ones up.
Yeah, put the gun in the basket, and then the metal detector probably kind of goes off with the old sort of family ring or signet ring and everything, and metal buttons, but nothing
All right. As for his eyes are bright blue. Like almost icy blue.
No need to raise alarm yet, then.
Priscilla?
I have my shotgun.
Dang, honey, you can pack it.
Mm.
He runs his metal detector over you. Okay.
Clean as a whistle.
He
I almost expected Mikhail to have like body piercings though.
You know, like I am thinking of that music video that we saw that he used as a description. I was picturing something.
I just
There's
pictured
no
it going
piercings in that video.
No, I look like the type of guy that would.
right, but at least the
Oh,
pooper-
wow.
Yeah, like a couple of nipple piercings. I don't know, something.
At least the Prince Albert.
If you want, I can add those.
I just pictured it going off like.
Anyway, after that horrible mental image that everybody just had to suffer, he walks over. The receptionist places the box within a safe behind the desk and opens it, puts it in there, and spins the dial. As he kind of makes his way over to the elevator, he inputs a code using his body to block your guys' line of sight. And he goes, all right, it's set up. It'll take you up there. Be on your best behavior, otherwise you won't be coming out of there. Just a friendly piece of advice.
Spasiba.
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Vampire the Requiem 2nd Edition Bloody Waters, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion Anthology, written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener. If you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. And as always, comments are welcomed. Until the next chapter, how will you satisfy that thirst? And with what?